All right, hey all. Just started this draft. This is a pretty good first pack. We have Drana. She can just take over a game if she gets started. I think she's what I'm going to take. Obviously, Coastal Discovery would be a great pick. Unified Front is strong, but I'm not sure I'd really want to first pick it. I think of the cards in here, the only first picks are really Drana or Coastal Discovery. Gideon's Reproach and Rochambeau are both excellent. I'd love to get Gideon's Reproach in a later pack, but I think for the purposes of this pack, I'm going to go with Drana. I've had good success with her in the past. She's difficult to deal with. Um, Overall, a really, really good card. All right, I'm going to stay away from Aligned Hedron Network. Just not really that powerful. Spawning Bet is good. I don't think that it's a second pick. Tie Drifter is very strong. I think that's where I'm leaning in this pack. The other choices, Sledge Crawler, very strong card. We're not totally in that yet. Drana, of course, you can. She's great in an ally deck because she's an ally, but there's absolutely no reason that you need her in that. She's flying with first strike and puts counters on your creatures that are attacking. Just overall really good. I think she would work well in a blue-black deck. She'd be a flying threat. You'd have other flying creatures. You could get through damage. I think Tide Drifter is a good second pick here. Um, Seeing nothing else to really take me off that. I do like Silent Skimmer and Sledge Crawler and Evolving Wilds for that matter, but Tide Drifter really can open up the blue-black Devoid, or blue-red Devoid for that matter. Okay, this is interesting. In this pack, Grove Rumbler, fine. It's not really where I'm at. Hardly Awry can be a good card. Dominator Drone can be a great card. Incubator Drone, Colostray Healer, both very good. Colostray Healer is something to keep my eye on. Right now, I think there's some better Devoid cards in here than Colostray Healer, but if I keep seeing some life gain combined with Drana, it's something to consider. That white-black ally deck is very strong. It's one of my favorite decks to draft. Um, I like creatures. I think Dominator Drone is probably my best bet here. Can turn on and just overall pretty good. Can trade up. Okay. Wow. Red looks like it's open. Uh, don't know what that means. Um, the white-red is still here. That card can be very good in the white-red ally deck. Do a white-red-black ally deck. That would be interesting, but it honestly doesn't even look really open. I think I want to stay in black. Should keep an eye on red, but none of these cards are really make me want to switch. I think Myers Malice or Rune Processor are really my best bets. And for now, I'm going to take a Rune Processor. It keeps me the most open. I never really mind having one of these as long as I have some ingest options. Okay. Uh, this is an amazingly strong card, Royal's Retribution. There's nothing else in this pack that I really want. This is a sign that white might be open. Might be able to move into that white-black deck. Don't really know. Not loving this pack. Neither of the last two packs have been that great. I'm just going to take the strongest card. Leaves me pretty open. Okay. Waving Elemental goes with the blue-black sort of Devoid Flyer strategy. It's not Devoid, but the blue Flyer. Stalwart's a good card in the ally deck. Grave Birthing can just be a good card in a number of different decks. I think I like Waving Elemental the most here. So I'm going to grab that. Okay, sticking with blue, anticipate. It's a card I like. Red does appear to be open. There's a Slide Runner, Malekith Predator, um, Shatter Skull. Hmm. Just I don't have any red cards yet. I'm just hoping that blue black stays open enough. Right, I love this card, Grove Tender Druids. I find that it takes over games, but I'm not in green at all. Um, I think I'm just going to take Myers Malice. This can be a good card. Has Awaken. This draft is not really going the way I'd ideally want. I'm going to take Rot Shambler just because it's such a strong card, and if the black-green sack deck is out there, this is a really important card in it. Gives me a little bit more open. Okay. Don't know if I would play any of these cards. Tandem Tactics is probably the best card in here. But this is playable. I just probably need more playable, so I'm going to take this one. Shadow Glider is the best card. Shriemeyer is not bad. I've seen it used to good effect. I sort of understand how to use it now, I think. I'm going to grab that Dutiful Return. I almost certainly won't play. Fire Charge goes to the sideboard. So Mortuary Mire, you can really create a good trade-off, and then just play Mortuary Mire and put back on whatever creature card you want from your graveyard. It can almost serve as a removal if you play it right. Also, it just can get me back a Drana if they manage to, like, they Gideon's Reproach Drana, I'm going to want to get Drana back, and Mortuary Mire can do that. I'm not really loving. Oh, but Grip of Desolation makes this significantly better. This is a great overall pack. Mist Intruder's amazing. Benthic Infiltrator, hopefully I'll get one of those back. If not, Ulmog's Nullifier would be great in my deck. But Grip of Desolation is the obvious first pick here. It would be my first pick in pack 1. It just made my deck significantly better. Very happy on the black. Alright, Canopy Vista. Interesting card. If there's nothing else in the pack, I'm going to take it. Has some resell in the deck. Oh, it's only one ticket. Never mind. Not really worth it. Rather the Blighted Cataract. Which I think is what I'm going to go with. The Resolute Blade Master can be very good, not in red-white. Blighted Cataract, the ability to draw 2 later in the game, really strong, especially in this blue-black deck that I'm putting together. Nothing really that I would want in this deck, or in this pack. I'm curious what the first pick was. Alright, Sanctum Ugin is not what I want. So looking at this pack, there's a number of reasonable choices. I think Ruination Guide is definitely where I'm going to end up. The fact that other colorless creatures I control get +1/+0, and I also have Tide Drifter, so I could basically give all of my colorless creatures +1/+1, is very strong. Skitterskin, it's a very aggressive card. It's good, and I honestly hope that I get it back, Tightening Coils is in that same category. I'd love to wheel one of these two. But for right now, I don't think anything in this pack is outshining Ruination Guide. Okay. I think Sire of Stagnation is just an obvious, certain first pick in this. It's a 6-drop that basically says, if you don't remove this, I win. I'm fine with that card. Because they basically, if they play a land, it's draw 2 cards. And if they don't play a land, then they're probably going to stay behind because you just played a 5/7 to void. Great top end for this deck. Got very lucky that this was in someone's pack, and clearly no one is in blue-black to my left for at least the first 3. These 3 people are not in blue-black to void. Okay. After a great pack, I now get a pack that has almost nothing in it that I would want. No to void creatures of any type. Brilliant Sanctum, just not good in a 2-colored deck. I don't want Offshoot. I don't want the Slide Runner. Red aggro was clearly open, and it looks like no one's really in it. Whoever is in it might have a very hard deck to beat. I think I just take the Assassin. I don't really have life gain yet. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. Okay, in this blue-black control deck that I'm putting together, I think that Spell Shrivel is really strong. I don't. The ability to counter a spell is really strong. Spawning Bed would also be good, but I already have one colorless land that I definitely want to play. I already have another tap land that I think I would want to play, so I think Spell Shrivel is where it's at. Okay, so 2 real options here. Bloodborne Vampire, if I can get some consistent life gain, is very good. I do have some allies, so if I get that black ally card that comes around that gains me life when I play allies, Bloodborne Vampire would be good. It's a 3/3 for 4, so its fail case isn't even that bad. My other option is a 5-drop that I'm not really in love with. I think the upside of Bloodborne Vampire is just so much higher that I'm going to take it. I mean, Hadron Blade can be good if you're going up against another colorless deck. It's also good against me. There's nothing I really care about in this pack. I already have 1 Stalker. There's no way I'm playing 2. I mean, maybe I have to, but I think I'm going to take Hadron Blade instead. Alright, I definitely don't want to play 2 Myers Malice. I might have to do a white splash for a number of reasons, so I might as well take a good white sideboard card because there are enchantments in this that can just take over a game, and having the ability to side into something to destroy those enchantments is pretty strong. Okay, again, nothing. Blue and black are clearly popular in this pod. This is going to be a problem for me. I just need playables. Romig's Trick. I mean, it's not a good playable, but it's technically playable. Okay, I think Bone Splinters. Another Wavering Elemental, definitely playable. If you notice, I didn't wheel any of the cards I was hoping to wheel. Alright, 3rd pack, let's hope we get some love for our deck here. Sorry for the delay. Alright, here we go. Yeah, alright, so there's a number of options here. Scatter to the Winds, I have found that this card is very strong in Limited. I know that counterspells are not usually that good. This has won me multiple games when I've played it. At the same time, Mist Intruder, very strong, very good in our deck. I would like to turn on Ingest. Mist Intruder is one of the best cards to do that. Retreat to Hagra, that could also be helpful in our deck because it could turn on Bloodborne Vampire. I do think I'm going to go with Scatter to the Winds. I already have one counter spell at the 3 spot. This will give me 2. Disruption can be very strong. I'm playing a long, grindy control game. If I can get Sire of Stagnation in and really shut off their ability to get lands in play, it can be very strong. Mist Intruder would also be a reasonable pick here. Okay. Skitterskin is good, as we've discussed before. Dominator Drone is good. Mindraker is good. I think I like Skitterskin here. Yeah, I can't block, and that doesn't really play in to the control game as I've been talking about, but the ability to put pressure on the opponent with it is good. Regenerate cost is relatively cheap. I should be able to have other colorless creatures in play, so I think I will be able to activate that ability. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Okay, this makes a number of my previous picks totally worth it. I can now, we're definitely going to be playing a Myers Malice. I love that I have Scattered the Winds now. Helmar Tidecaller, super strong, turns my land creatures, gives them flying. Again, I could take Mist Intruder, but I just think this Tidecaller just fits really well with what we're trying to do. Okay, Akum Hellkite is good card. Red's definitely going to have a strong deck. I think I take a Salvage Drone. It gives me a 1-drop. I like the loot effect. When it dies, it turns on some Ingest early, just gives me another colorless creature. And there's nothing else I really want in this is great. Ulamog's Reclaimer allows me to basically Jace a spell. I mean, I can just take it right back to my hand, and that could be Grip of Desolation, that could be Scatter to the Winds, it could be Spell Shrivel, it could be Bone Splinter, it could be Anticipate. There's a bunch of spells that Ulamog's Reclaimer I would be very happy to reclaim. Colostra Healer, here we go. This is turning on that little bit of life gain that I wanted with the Bloodborne Vampire. It's another playable, it's something to do with the 2 spot. Honestly, something even as little as just throwing my opponent off on what I'm trying to do. The other option would be Silent Skimmer. I don't know how, yes, I am committed to a colorless strategy, but a Claustria Healer, definitely not going to get another one of these, and it really makes that Bloodborne Vampire so much better. Sludge Crawler, perfect card for me. Really strong 1-drop. Allows me to put pressure on my opponent. Tightening Coils would be the other option, but I'm loving the Sludge Crawler here. Alright, and now a Mindraker. Definitely not a card I mind having. The discard a card, just the body, colorless, all really good. And now I get the Silent Skimmer, which I'm really happy about. I definitely wanted one of those. And we're up to 23 playables. I think I want to play 22, and I'll just figure out which one I want to lose. So I think it's either the Bone Splinters or the Salvage Drone. I'm not really making much of the way of tokens to Bone Splinters away, so I'm going to take that out of my deck. Okay. Guess I'll take the Ghostly Sentinel. None of these are cards I'm playing. Actually, I guess I'll take the Royals Mage Trick. That could be a good sideboard card against certain decks. And Valakut Invoker is really annoying to deal with if I don't have an answer in my hand. Undo Champion is the best card in that pack. Moonspires is the best card in this pack. Would rather take a Matchless Connections, and then I will take a Plane. Okay, so it's not the cleanest, tightest deck I've ever drafted. Looks honestly almost a little bit more like a sealed deck. But if this is was my sealed deck, I'd be very happy. I have two incredibly strong rares. I have the strongest uncommon in the game. One of the best commons in black. Another very good uncommon. A good rare. Number of Awakening cards. Anticipate to fix my draw. Tide Drifter will slow them down. Claustria Healer can turn on Bloodborne Vampire. Get that going, and I have a bunch of threats in the air, especially with Drana, can really take over a game. If they can't stop that, they're going to have a problem. And I have some early ingest guys to set up my rune processor and my Mindbreaker. And yeah, and my Ulamaj Reclaimer, which, I mean, a turn 6 Grip of Desolation, turn 7 Ulamaj Reclaimer, turn 8 Grip of Desolation basically ends the game. Grip of Desolation with Sire of Stagnation is so strong because I can take them off a color and know that I get to draw 2 cards for them to play in that color again. And that will be amazing in some games, is my guess. I really love the Blighted Cataract here, so I am going to put in the Mortuary Mire. I want the ability to recur that. Looking at my sideboard, I have 2 Royal Mage Trick. This can be really good against a go wide sort of strategy. So on their big turn, when they're swinging for lethal and they think they're going to wipe me out, I cast Royal Mage Trick, drop them all their attack strength by 2, and get a draw card. It's a good sideboard option. Bone Splinters, something I would definitely sideboard in against a deck that was trying to drop like just really big threats where my guys don't do any good sitting there. My Salvage Drone is totally pointless. My Claustria Healer is just dead in the water. Love to bring a Bone Splitters in that can help take care of that. Dutiful Return can help against the deck with a lot of removal. I think that's it. It's sort of like how this deck came out. We're going to add basic lands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, yeah, I think 8 and 8, because I already have one additional black, which is probably what I want, because I want to be able to drop that Sludge Collar on 1. And I would love to be able to always Tide Drifter or Anticipate, or even Claustria Healer on 2. I do have some double blue and some double black. It's not the best, but I am happy I got to Scatter the Winds, especially since I can bring it back with both Almar Tidecaller and Ulamaj Reclaimer. I can really slow them down and use that Awaken. Alright, we're going to submit this deck, and I will see you all for game one.